hello. Welcome back to the Holistic Ritual. I'm your host, Kamela Celeste, and I am so excited for today's episode.
You're listening to The Holistic Ritual, a podcast for holistic health-minded humans seeking mind, body, spirit well-being. Hosted by Kamela Celeste, IIN holistic health coach, former personal trainer, and meditation guide. With over a decade of experience guiding transformation and whole person healing, you're invited into the practice of guided meditations, affirmation readings, and spiritual insights through a holistic wellness lens. Blending ancient wisdom with modern science, this space supports you in releasing, renewing, and reconnecting with your inner wisdom. Cultivating a sanctuary you can return to each week as your own holistic ritual. Without further ado, let's get into the episode.
It was very nice to get a little break last week. I have decided that I'm going to be recording these in 4-week little sprints and then taking a week off just to recalibrate, refocus, and so that I am not constantly trying to keep up with recording something every single week. And I try to batch them, but here we are. October is here. It is Libra season. Happy birthday to all my Libras. Libra season is about harmony, balance, and a gentle recalibration as we roll into fall. And as we are still in the beginning days of this month, we have an Aries full moon that is a supermoon, actually, that is with us tonight / tomorrow, depending on where you are in the world. Aries energy is fire, it's courage, it's initiation. It can be very direct type of energy. And then Libra, on the other hand, asks for grace, connection, harmony. So kind of two opposing energies. And together I would say they remind us that balance isn't just about staying still all the time. It's about learning to move with life as we go through all of these changes. And I know last time we talked a lot about the fall season. Today we will kind of continue that. And before we get into our meditation for today, that is surrounding the full moon energy, I wanted to get into an oracle reading. I know we've been doing the pick your card, but since we are opening this new month, I wanted to do a quick little collective oracle reading. But first, we're going to set us up with some incense. I've got root chakra incense today to help us feel a bit more grounded as we move through the kind of intense Aries energy that this full moon brings us. And with a supermoon, the energy can feel even more intense. So a lot of things might be coming up for you during this time. And a lot of purging, maybe. So let's light some grounding incense to help us combat that. Perfect. I will just set this to the side over here, and just so the smoke doesn't get too much in my face. My chair is also so squeaky, so I'm trying not to move that much, but it's kind of impossible. So, okay. Collective October Oracle reading. Let us see what energy October maybe has in store for us. I'm going to draw 3 cards. Put our first card. Second card, and then we need our last card. Okay, these are my 3 cards that I pulled See if we can get them all to show up on screen. There we go. The first card was Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. And the second card we drew was the initiation. Rite of passage, crossing the threshold. And then we have the last card is answer the call. What is your soul calling you to do? So let's go ahead and read from the guidebook very quickly what each of these has to say in their overall message, and then we will kind of roll everything into one message. Okay, first card, Sisterhood of the Rose. Beauty, devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher. Sisterhood of the Rose is a lineage of priestesses and mystics who devoted their lives to serving humanity and seeding light consciousness all over the earth. A cross-section of ancient lineages, it is the path of devotion and beauty. Walking this path means being devoted to seeing and creating beauty wherever you go. The rose symbolizes the heart and the sacred geometry of all of life. You're being called to notice the beauty around you, particularly in nature, and hear the whispers of Mother Earth. You are being called to spend more time in nature, as the ancient secrets live there. Mother Earth is constantly whispering, spend time admiring her creations, and you will be rewarded with insight and grace. You are being called to take a little more time to both notice the beauty that exists all around you and contribute to the beauty of the world in your own way too. This could be through your own creations or in the little things like how you dress, to picking flowers for your home. Every time you devote your time to creating beauty, you harmonize the planet a little more, and the shift in vibration can be felt. I think that card is so fitting for Libra season and just creating the harmony, surrounding yourself with beauty and creating it wherever you go. Libra is all about harmony and justice and aesthetically pleasing things. And then let's read the next card, the initiation. Okay, the initiation. Some of the most sacred initiation chambers and temples look scary from the outside, but are breathtakingly beautiful on the inside. This represents the journey that the soul pilgrim is required to take to reach somewhere sacred. But only the initiated can enter. Perhaps that's where you are right now. You are being tested, initiated, because you are headed somewhere sacred. Initiations require that we cross the threshold from one world or state of being to the next. We are called to face what scares us and have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. Initiations, like rites of passage, mark the shift from one age to the next and can take place because of emotional turmoil, great loss, grief, or devastation. But it is through the seeming hardship that our heart cracks open and our spirit is invested to step forward. We take the secret voyage into more of who we are and who we came here to be. It can be painful and scary, but once we begin the journey, we can be more ourselves than ever before. If you are in the middle of an initiation right now, you will get through it. And one day soon, you will bless the thing that broke you down and cracked you open because the world needs you open. You are going somewhere sacred, and it will be worth it. And you're closer than you think. And this also ties into the fall season being where, as all of the leaves start to fall away and they decay, And so thinking about that and this card, the initiation, fall is the initiation. It is asking us to let go, to release, just as the trees release their leaves, and what needs to be cleansed can fall away, is allowed to be let go of. And then also it saying we are called to face what scares us. We have to be willing to lose it all in order to gain a new way of being, of safety, of security, of depth, of meaning. So maybe there is something in your life that is asking you to be that initiation, to go through that initiation, to get rid of things that are needed. Yeah, of just getting out of your own way, of doing the thing that scares you because you know it is going to result in something way, way better than if you keep going on the same path that is not leading you to what you actually really want, to where you actually want to be. So yeah, crossing that threshold, utilizing your trauma, your turmoil, being scared to fuel your next season of life, your next season of abundance. And then the last card is answer the call. Your guidance is divinely guided. You are being called to answer the call of your soul. It might be scary, it might not make sense, but if you trust your soul's yearnings, you will live a life beyond what your mind could possibly imagine. Answering your soul's calling is not a one-time thing, rather a lifelong dance. Deep down, you already know what you long for, what your soul yearns for. Whatever you are called to do, this is your calling. Don't overthink it. Don't wait for permission. Just say yes. Most people are waiting for a step-by-step plan before they take the first step. But intuition doesn't work like that. It takes faith and courage to answer the call of your soul. And that's why most people don't do it. But you're not most people. You are in exactly the right place to answer your calling now. You don't need to know the whole plan. You don't even need to know where it is leading. You just need to take the next step. No one has ever had the complete perfect plan. There is no end destination. There is no right or wrong way to do it. And you do not need permission from anyone else. Sometimes the more resistance we have around answering a soul calling, the more important it is to our soul's growth. What is your soul calling you to do? Weaving all of these together, sisterhood of the rose, embracing the Libra season that we are in right now, it being a more harmonious season for you to initiate something that has been on your mind lately, and only you know what it is. Maybe it's a rite of passage, maybe it is stepping into the next thing, but answering the call, answering your soul's call that it's been yearning for, something. And your soul's path to answering this call might be scary at first, as we see this like scary cave looking on the outside, but the beauty, the light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like this has been a reoccurring theme with a few of the readings that we've had in the affirmation and oracle cards that I've been pulling. So something is important, something that has been constantly on your mind at the very least. If it keeps resurfacing, if it keeps coming up, it's coming up for a reason. Because your guides, your higher self knows, it already knows where you need to be going, what you need to be doing. And even if you don't exactly have the plan clearly laid out, you need to answer that call. You need to acknowledge what has been constantly circulating in your mind. And with the supportiveness of this harmonious Libra season, now is a great time to do that. And especially underneath this Aries full moon, it can feel emotionally intense, or like we are purging out emotions at first. But then it also, Aries is initiation energy. So taking the initiative to just start whatever has been on your mind. Maybe it is you want to start dating again. Maybe it is you want to move to a different city. Maybe you are wanting to make new friends. Whatever it is, whatever you're like, man, I really want to start doing that. I really want to start doing it. Start right now. This is your sign to start right now. Whatever has been on your mind or that keeps coming up for you, you must do this for your soul. All right. I hope that resonated with you, and maybe parts of it did, parts of it didn't, and that is quite all right. And maybe nothing did, and that's okay too. Sometimes the messages that find you aren't always for you, but they could also be for someone close to you. So if you think somebody else could benefit from this reading, please feel free to send it to them as well. And the other thing to note this week happening in the cosmos is Mercury moves into Scorpio, and that can be the invitation to go deeper with your thoughts, with your words, to speak from the soul instead of just the surface. And then to start asking the harder questions instead of overanalyzing, but starting to integrate and understand. Scorpio is transformation, it is depth, it is mystery. When I think of Scorpio, I think of your soul being transformed. With this transit, it can sharpen your intuition. It can heighten emotional awareness, as Scorpio is a water sign. So I normally equate water to emotions and being kind of free-flowing with your emotions. And it also can help us name what we've been afraid to voice, and getting the clarity and depth in order to articulate what it is. So with the full moon in Aries meeting the Scorpio Mercury transit, it is about fire and water merging and diving into the depths. It could be a very introspective time as well. The Aries initiation energy with the Scorpio Mercury energy could be like your mind is starting to be very active, and it could be a really good time to write about things, to write down your thoughts, to write down any type of plan, just like cut through the noise in order to really have a space for our thoughts to flow in a freer and more cohesive state. And full moons also bring release. They're asking us to shine a light on our intentions that we set for the new moon last month. So what of those intentions has come to fruition? What is being illuminated in your life that is complete, that is ready to be released? Full moons are usually about release. That is the general theme of them. And then with it being in the sign of Aries, it is all about letting go without losing our power. It's about reclaiming it. So Aries being a very action-driven sign, and then also stepping into the fall season now, seeing how the trees release without any type of resistance. So thinking about this in terms of what you need to release in order to reclaim your power. Definitely thinking about during this time cleansing the mental clutter as well as emotional ones. So just noticing the thoughts, the actions, the bad habits or the habits that drain us, the stories we keep repeating to ourselves that are no longer there, they haven't been working for us, and all of the words that we leave unspoken, that it is better for us to release them so that we can release them from our internal state, our internal body, so that energy and that emotion that's tied to those words that we don't say isn't just getting stuck and staying stuck inside of ourselves, creating all kinds of things, anxiety, anger, different things. Okay, so hold on to those reflections as we move into our meditation. Today, this is a meditation for the full moon in Aries as we embody the energy of this supermoon. So I invite you to find a comfortable place, seated or lying down. And let your hands just rest where they naturally fall. You can close your eyes. And just beginning by taking a slow, deep breath in through your nose. And then releasing out through your mouth. And again, inhaling deeply. And then exhaling completely. Bring your awareness to the rhythm of your breath. Don't need a lot of effort. Don't need to control anything. You're just noticing. Noticing the inhales rising and the exhale falling. Begin to scan your body gently from the top of your head all the way to your toes. Notice any areas you're holding onto tension. Maybe your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, your belly. And just continue breathing normally. And as you exhale, just imagine all of that tension, wherever you are holding on to it, beginning to soften. There's no need to force anything. This is your permission to release. And thinking about the full moon tonight and what it represents. illumination, culmination, the moment when energy peaks. And whatever has been hidden comes into the light. And just notice what's asking for your attention right now. Not in your mind, but in your body. Maybe there's been a tightness in your chest all week, or a heaviness in the belly, a lingering restlessness. Whatever it is, begin to meet it with your breath. Inhaling, creating so much space. And exhaling, releasing, letting it all go. Aries energy lives in our body. It's in the pulse, the breath, the muscles, and it reminds us that the action begins with awareness. That our power comes from presence. And with each breath, feel your connection deepen. To your body, to your heartbeat, and to the ground beneath you. And this is your sign to let go of the need to fix or change. Simply be with what is. Each inhale drawing you even more inward, and each exhale bringing a soft release. A reminder that fall carries a message of surrender. And let your breath mirror that wisdom. As we inhale together through the nose, I trust my body's rhythm. And then exhaling, I let go and release what no longer needs to be in my life. And just continue breathing in through your nose and exhaling through your mouth, just for a few rounds of breath. And I will call you out whenever it is time. And just wrapping up your last round of breath. Placing one hand over your heart and then one on your belly. And just feel yourself breathing. Feel the rise and fall beneath your hands. The warmth of your own touch. And the steadiness that it's always been there. And as we close, just know you are whole, you are grounded, and you are reconnected. And take one final biggest deep breath in. And a long, slow exhale out. And whenever you're ready, you can invite some movement back into the body. Wiggling your fingers, maybe turning your head from side to side, or taking a nice big full body stretch, and gently opening your eyes whenever you're ready. If you need a few extra moments of silence before we close out, go ahead and pause the audio here. And just take a moment to notice how you feel. Maybe feel a little more grounded, a little more clear, more aware of your breath and how it feels to breathe the life and energy back into your body. And with our full moon, it is our reminder that letting go can be sacred and powerful. Release is not loss, it is liberation. Thank you for joining me on today's episode. I will see you back here next week for the next holistic ritual. Until the next one, I'm your host, Kamela Celeste, signing off.